what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And today we have another amazing guest as we round out this nearly 1300th episode on Wake Up Legendary. Kim this morning will be our 1255th episode of Wake Up Legendary. And she still has her 9 to 5, but her side hustle here, her up and coming business, whatever you want to call it, there's lots of names for it, is beginning to steal the show inside of her life. So let's hear all about it and see if we can learn something from her. Kim, welcome to the show.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
Well, I'm great, and I think they're great. I hope they're great. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Very excited to be here.
Good, good. Well, we're excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about your 9 to 5, first and foremost, and why something additional was wanted or needed.
So, I started this particular career 5 years ago. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I do inside sales for a local company. And previous to that, I worked, my 9 to 5 was in the water heating industry
Mm,
for 20 years. That company got sold abruptly right out from underneath us. I thought that that was a place where I was going to probably retire from. Um, I helped, I was key in growing a $6 million business to a $66 million business in a very short period of time, with no indication that the company was going to get sold. So the company got sold to someone else and they were taking it a completely different direction. And I decided it was time to look for something new. And that's when I ended up where I'm at today. And that 20 years that I invested, that meant absolutely nothing, really got the wheels in my head spinning. And the company I work for now is great. They treat me well. I like what I do, but again, I still have that PTSD that at any point in time something could happen, and that safety net that I thought I had could be completely gone. That's kind of when I started looking around online, and a friend of mine was promoting Legendary, and I decided it was time to look for something to build on my own, something that I could take for the rest of my life into my retirement, and that's where I'm at.
So you saw somebody kind of doing affiliate marketing, right? And
Yes,
and and so that's how you came across. They were an affiliate of ours, and
yes.
you what went through our challenge. And what changed for you? What did you see or discover, or what excited you when as you went through that material?
I mean, it made sense for me. It made sense to me. It was something that I feel like I had been looking for a long time. I've kind of always um, wanted to start my own business, and I've done like MLMs and stuff like that. And um, you know, I do have an entrepreneurial side. So when I started going through the challenge, it just was like, yes, this is what I was looking for. This is what I want. Um, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot that I can not just take and start my own business, which obviously that's what I'm doing in building my own business, but it helped me a lot in my current career. It helped me a lot in the MLM that I, had before. So it just made sense to me.
So you're somebody who I mean, you've been and still are a great employee, and you're an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
And that's a very interesting place to be. As you were talking, about some of the PTSD that you had about a situation or two that happened in your job where kind of the rug got pulled out from under you or something suddenly changed. That I just feel is something that could also happen in a business, though, too. Do you feel that that situation, do you feel that going into that situation made you think that having a business was smarter? Or did it open up to your eyes to the reality that anything could strike at any time? And perhaps you were naive to the point or to the fact that the job was not as secure as you thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that in a business anything can happen. And it takes a lot to run a business, and that's what I'm learning. Um, and again, anything can happen. I just feel like I have more control, or I have, I can't. I can hustle anything, right? You can hustle anything on the side, and but you can't, that 9 to 5, if you walk in that one day and somebody says, hey, I'm sorry, we don't need you anymore,
Yeah.
that safety net is now gone. um
Yeah. And I think I see your point there. Was that the first time that happened to you? Obviously it was, right? You were with that company
yes.
for a long time. So
Yep.
you really, that was like a shocker to you. Like you thought you were going to retire here and suddenly they sold or whatever.
Yep.
And you lost your job. And that was like, was that the first time something, I mean, was that like a defining moment in your life, would you say?
Absolutely. It was
Yeah.
definitely a defining moment in my life, because I am that loyal employee. That's what I was raised to do. I'm that loyal employee. I show up every day. I don't call out sick unless I have to. Um, I'm always there, when the company needed me. And I felt like I looked at that business as almost like my business, so to speak, even though it wasn't my business.
Mhm.
So I did all the things that I would do if I owned the business myself, but yet
Yeah.
I had no control over what happened in that situation at all.
Yeah.
And when I came upon the challenge, it was just, here were this set of skills that taught me that I could run my own business. I could build my own business and make it successful.
And I know exactly what you're talking about in terms of the information applying to network marketing because I originally started learning these skills myself, online marketing skills myself, because I got clean at 24 years old and I joined an MLM. Like it was all I was working construction with my dad and literally a guy who we did work on his house. We then moved to another house on the street and he drove by and was like, "Hey, you guys keep your business options open." And literally it was a cell phone MLM and I spent literally $800 to enroll in this company and it
Mhm.
went out of business before I actually got my cell phone in the mail delivered to the house. So I never got my cell phone back. And I remember that the guy who recruited me also enrolled another neighbor who we also had done work for, my dad and I. And the other neighbor was so mad at his name was his name was John. He was so mad at John that they literally never spoke again because we kept in
Oh
touch,
wow.
right? They never spoke and they were neighbors.
Oh,
But when that company went down and I never got my phone and it didn't work out for me, it had sparked so much entrepreneur spirit in me, I guess for the first time, like you're talking about, of owning something and feeling like I was in control of something or learning something that I felt was the missing piece to
yeah.
why I why I wasn't going to be successful with something, right?
Right.
And I didn't get right into internet marketing. I enrolled in another MLM, and I struggled in it. And that's when I really knew, look, Dave, you're not going to get rich in your local market. You're not going to get rich from selling things to your friends and family, dude.
Yeah.
You need to have the ability to be able to speak one to many, have people hunting you instead of you hunting them. You need to be able to build both an audience, but also a list of people that
Yeah.
you can communicate with instantly whenever you want to about an offer that you want to make. And when that clicked for me, it all changed. My life's never been the same ever again. And of course, I took it seriously, and it wasn't my
Yeah.
side hustle anymore. Eventually became my full hustle. But your story is so much deja vu for me because it's much of what I experienced. So thanks for telling it and sharing it here. So, what have you learned about yourself through this process of learning a new set of skills that you didn't have before that now suddenly has opened up new opportunity for you? What does that tell you? What does that teach you about you in like how successful you could be or what you thought you were missing before?
So I've always loved social media right from jump. Um, I like to think of myself as an introverted extrovert. So I feel like I'm not afraid to try or do anything. But I also I realized some of the flaws that I have, right? So not the flaws, but like just some things that I had to get past in learning these skills and putting these skills into play. I had huge imposter syndrome. I mean, when I did the challenge, I was 50 years old, just turned 50. So that was a turning point for me as well, because I was like, oh, I'm staring down the barrel of retirement here. And, is the 401k going to be enough? Am I going to be able to pay off my debt before I retire so I don't have a lot of bills that I might have now, And so, there was a lot going on there, and I had huge imposter syndrome. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to get on camera and do this and do that. And I also realized that, I have a little bit of ADHD. So it was very overwhelming in the beginning, and it was really hard for me to really dial in and focus. I got through the challenge, but then, the other steps to try to apply things, the techie things, everything kind of started just like a weight on my shoulders. And I just felt like, I don't know that I can do this. I don't think I can do this. And I just kept at it, and I just kept doing one little thing at a time. And then, you know, 2 years later, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to push through this. I have to make this work. This is going to work because I believe in myself. And when I started changing my mindset, things started changing. And then we did the 100 days challenge, content challenge. And I'll tell you right now, Dave, that was a huge turning point for me, because when I start something and I go all in like I did with that challenge, I can't stop. My mind won't let me stop. And I just persevered through that entire challenge. And I'm still posting across multiple platforms today. And it's a slow growth. It really is. But I'm learning more and more about myself, and I'm learning more and more ways to connect with my audience. And it's been life changing for me. It's made me see what I can do, and it's made me show my kids, what I can do. And they're actually proud of me. I tell my kids all of my little successes, no matter how big or small. They laugh at me when I'm like, "Oh, I got another subscriber on YouTube today," and they don't laugh in jest. They're just like, "Mom, I'm so proud of you. That's so great," and they share in the joy that I have in those little successes.
How old are they?
I have a 27-year-old, and she's a registered nurse. I have a 19-year-old who is currently in college for film and video production.
Mm,
And my son is 16 and he's still in school.
mm,
Um, and he's in a vocational school for HVAC, and he's pretty happy with that. So that's good. But they're all on social media and they're all there supporting their mom.
mm.
And it's just, it's amazing. It's, if nothing else, what I'm learning and all the little things that I'm doing and, the people that I am connecting with, it's an amazing feeling.
Mm. Well, I have an amazing feeling listening to your story and your share here, and we're grateful that you are willing to come on and share what it's really been like. And look, we're all smart enough to know that it's not just rainbows and flowers and holding hands with your children, running, singing, running through a field of flowers, singing "Kumbaya" and eating cotton candy. I mean, there's tough days, but what you're describing is what makes it all worth it.
Oh, yes, most
And
definitely.
I heard another saying around the idea of owning your business, even your problems. Hey, at least they're my problems, right? I get to own
Right.
them. I get to solve them. And what I've learned a lot about the difference between people in network marketing and doing network marketing, multi-level marketing, and then
Yep.
people doing affiliate marketing is so many people, when they discover affiliate marketing, are actually more excited because they just can focus on getting the results for their effort, instead of
Yep.
worrying about motivating others or babysitting others or team building or anything like that. Because the truth is that if you want something, you're going to have to go after it likely a lot more consistently than most people would,
Yep.
which is why it's so hard to get like gym buddies or accountability partners. And I mean, think about it, guys. We can't even, when we run into somebody and we say, "Hey, I'll call you." You ever done that, Kim? Call
Oh,
me.
yeah. Yep.
Call me. Oh my gosh, it was so good to see you. Call me. Right. And then
Yeah.
it's like you see them again at a wedding 6 months later because you have mutual friends. And it's like, how have you been? Oh my God, we need to get together. And it's like, we can't even follow up with the friends, with the right. So,
Yes, 100%.
are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And then, there are definitely days that I get up and, I go to work and I'm like, I still have to post. I still have to create some content. I still have to do some research on this and that. There's things I need to do for my business. And I'm like, I really don't want to do it. I want to go home and just watch mindless TV or just doom scroll. And then I'm like, no, you can't do that. You have to do this. You want to do this. This is going to result in something huge someday. You just know it. You just have to do it. And that's exactly what I have to tell myself is just do it. Sometimes I post the crappiest content because I'm just like, I just have to post.
I love, I
But
love,
then I learn from it. I learn
yeah,
from the crappy post. And sometimes the crappy post is the one that gets the most views. And I'm like, what happened?
yeah. I I'm laughing because it's like yeah, you do have to sometimes remind yourself what you want.
Hmm.
You want this, dumbass. Get up there, man. Get in
Yes,
there. You want this. This is
seriously.
good for you, right? It's good for you.
Yep.
Think about this. Think about this. I mean, we're this does take time. You are investing in your future by creating content. And what I would recommend to those of you who are like thinking small term is think bigger term, and also think about content that's going to live on the internet for a really long time, and also start creating content that's going to be more timeless content that's going to create a better quality viewer and customer. Stop always talking about going viral. Stop always talking or needing or thinking that you need to talk about big ridiculous results in any niche. People
Yep.
are looking to just get started with things. They're looking to get started with AI. They're looking to get started with an online business. They're looking to get started training their dog. They're looking to get started with a woodworking shop. They're looking to get started in a plumbing outfit. They're looking to get started working out. They're looking to get started with their nutrition. They're looking to get started. I mean, right? I could endlessly list off any niche that you could think of. People are just looking to get started. They're just looking to get started. I'm gonna just like we're gonna make a song out of this. They're looking to get started. They're looking to get started. They're just looking to get come on. They're looking to get started. They're only looking
to get started.
That's it. It's
That's
they're
it.
not looking to go to the $1 million moon. They're not looking to go get on a $1 billion Zoom. They just are looking to get started. And so that how did you relieve some of the pressure off of yourself to not compare yourself and not think that you needed to do the most or nothing, that you could just consistently post and market and be yourself? How did you allow that to happen? Obviously, we know that some people get paralyzed and don't know what to post about, can't hit post, overcomplicate things and overanalyze themselves. How do you avoid that kind of stuff?
So definitely, like I said in the beginning, I had a hard time with the content part of it. I mean, I would post sporadically and then I would just look at things and just be like, oh, that was terrible. I look terrible. I sound terrible. I don't have a good message. I don't, and then I just said to myself one day, I was like, just post it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. You can't be the judge of that. Let someone else judge it for you. If they want to judge it, then judge it. And then I was able to, after a while of posting, after a few weeks of posting, I really got comfortable because talking head videos were a really big thing. That was like there's no way I'm ever going to be able to come across as, my normal self in that. And when I look back at the beginning videos that I have, I'm like, ooh, that was cringy. But if I didn't start there, I never would have learned what was cringy and how I could, better that. Now I can, it used to take me, oh my goodness, like an hour and a half to even just, get through, a few takes of a talking video. Now I come home at night and I write up my copy and I figure out what my post is going to be about the next day. And then that morning I get to work, pull in the parking lot at 7:30. And for the next half hour, maybe 15, 20 minutes, not even a half hour, 15, 20 minutes, I record the whole video and, or the snippets of it. And then I edit it when I come home at night. So I just try to find these pockets of times to do little things. If it's okay, I just need to record the video right now. I need to record the content right now. So I take the 10 or 15 minutes to record the content. And then, okay, when I get home after dinner's all set and everybody's ready, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to edit my content. And that'll take me a good, 15 minutes or whatever. So I find pockets of time, and I really have to break it down into pockets of time to not become overwhelmed. If I try to sit down for 3 or 4 whole hours and do a whole bunch of stuff, it's never going to happen because I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to get unfocused. Something's going to happen in the house where somebody needs me or something's going to, pull me away from it. But if I find those pockets of time that are just for me to work on my business, I end up getting the 4 hours of work done in the course of the day, but it's in pockets. And it doesn't feel as overwhelming, and it just makes it so much easier for me to do.
Yeah, I love the idea of, some people call this chunking. You're calling it pockets. I love it. I mean, and I love the idea of doing small bite-sized bits of work. instead of trying to sit down, especially at the beginning, there are some hardcore entrepreneurs who, are all about like, let's sit down and work for 12 hours straight. And I can do that, not sustainably, right?
Right.
I damn sure can tell you if you're young and you can, you have like no kids or you have, no girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the truth is, it's like, it's never going to get easier, right? It's never going to get
Right.
easier than it is right now. I mean, just the older that you get, the more your life is going to fill up, the less energy you're going to have. Perhaps you'll have kids, spouse, yada, yada. Um,
Right.
but if you're retired or you're working part-time or something like that, like, know your advantage and use it. Like I say that, I've been saying that a lot. Like, know your advantage and use it. Could potentially your advantage be that you could chunk your work like Kim is talking about and do it in, like you said, 10 or 15-minute increments kind of throughout the day, get something filmed. And so does this include like you jumping back and forth between phone and computer, or are you mostly doing everything from your phone throughout the day?
Mostly doing everything from my phone at this point. Although, I am, trying to make my content more robust. So there are things, that I'm trying to use the desktop for certain apps, editing apps, and creating content apps and things like that. So, but right now, primarily, I do use everything right on my phone, and
How
it
are
works for
you
me right this second.
how are you using AI?
Oh, me and Chat GPT are besties. But I've been using it for a long time. And again, I use it in my 9 to 5. I use it in my business, my side business. Um, it's a game changer. It helps me to put in my ideas and what I think I want my content to be, or I just tell it what happened in my day today. Like, what happened in my day today that I want to talk about with my audience? What do I think they want to know about me? What do I think they want to hear happen to me today? And I can put that information into ChatGPT and it, like, tell it, hey, help me draft a script, and it, for a talking head video or for a B-roll video or whatever. And it helps me to do that. Of course, I do all my editing. I make sure that, that it's my true, identical self. Um, because in the beginning, I wasn't editing it as much and I wasn't coming across as Kim. I was coming across as someone that I don't think I could even identify or recognize with. So how can I expect my audience to identify or, with that? So now that I've learned, and now that I'm also going through the new AI Business Builder Challenge, I'm learning even more.
Wow.
And so it's been a good tool for me.
Really powerful perspective about, if I can't relate and identify or recognize myself in these videos as, is that me? Then how do I expect others to? That was really, really powerful. And I'm really grateful that you shared that, because that's almost one of those that's deep enough that you kind of need to actually marinate that on that for a minute. And it seems like you had a moment of marination where
Yep.
it was sort of a woman in the mirror moment, is kind of what it sounds like.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. And you really do have to resonate with your audience. That's how people follow you. They want your vulnerability. And sometimes that's hard for people because, I don't want to be vulnerable or seem weak in people's eyes, right? But at the same time, when I stepped back and I was like, well, your vulnerability is probably identifiable in someone else. And if that vulnerability is in them and they don't believe in themselves, maybe I can help them get past that, and go to something better than what they have now. Even just that in and of itself, and being able to come out of my shell and be vulnerable, I I love that about me now, because I could never be like that before. And so
Really?
that is yes,
Even in real life, you feel like
even that in
really?
real life, I would only be vulnerable with people I completely 100% trusted. And that was the people closest to me,
So,
and
what has
it's,
that freedom of what do you call that, and what has that given you? What's that done for you?
I don't even know what to call it, but it was so freeing. And now I just have the I don't give a crap attitude,
Mm,
you know, but in a good way. I'm not just out there like I don't care about anything, or no, I care about things and I'm passionate about things, but I am going to be my true authentic self, and I don't care who knows who I am. And I don't care if you know that I have struggles with debt, and I don't care if you know that I have struggles with anything.
mm.
My struggles are my struggles, and this actually is therapeutic in that it helps me to have an outlet, and let those things out where I would just hold them all in before.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I've obviously gotten incredible therapeutic value from sharing and talking. I get, I'm also somebody, and I think this is important to either know about yourself or find out about yourself. And I think your story is the perfect example of find out about yourself. So for me, like when I was getting clean from drugs, heroin in 2008, which I had tried to previously do in 2004. I actually was court ordered, arrested, and court ordered to a 16-month treatment center. I was 20 years old. I mean, I had just turned 18, and this was ultimately why I did get clean at 24 and have been narcotics free since. But this I realized very quickly that I did get value from talking out my problems. And there were some people that seemed to get value from listening, but I
Hmm.
wonder if they would have gotten more value if they would have shared more. And I wonder for some of you who feel like it's awkward or you don't get personal value from sharing stuff on camera. I'm talking about the personal freedom that Kim just talked about. The freedom to be able to basically share anything about yourself and take all the power away from other people to use it against you, which is what I've done. I've not only by weaving my drug story, which I just told, my getting clean, my previous construction, being homeless, being a high school dropout, have weaved that, not just shared it just to share it with no point. I say, never tell a story without making a point, never make a point without telling a story. What's the point? But I've been able to weave those stories in, and it's not only brought therapeutic value to me as you're describing, Kim, and that therapeutic value is absolutely what you just described, and I loved how
Yep.
you said that. The therapeutic value of sharing your shit is that you suck all the oxygen. It just doesn't have any power anymore. Nobody can use it against you because you've already laid your weaknesses and vulnerabilities right out there in the middle of the table and said, yeah, I know about these, so what?
Yep. 100%.
Beautiful.
100%. And it's those experiences and those vulnerabilities and the things that have happened to you in your life that actually brought you to where you are today, or me to where I am today. Without any of those things, you know, it I wouldn't be where I am today. You probably wouldn't be where you are today, and it's those little successes along the way that you had, no matter how small they might seem to someone else. If you feel like that was a big success for you, that just, pushed you along even further.
Yeah. So let's end with a little bit of marketing strategy and what's working for you right now. So you told us that you're posting like short form videos on the big ones, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also in YouTube Shorts. Are you doing long form videos on YouTube? I know that I believe your short form videos are getting the most views on YouTube,
Yep.
surprisingly. Are you doing any long form? If not, what are your plans? What are you dialing in right now? And what are you looking forward to doing or testing next?
Yep. So that's my plan right now. I am doing some research and developing some things on how I want to conduct the long form videos on YouTube. I would like to develop my YouTube channel. I've started using their community tab now, so that's kind of almost like, like a Facebook timeline or whatever. And I've been posting more there, and I've been posting my video teasers on there for now, and kind of seeing how that's working out. Um,
Wow.
and
Can
then
you
I'm,
imagine? Can you see it now? YouTube, and there's a social feed, and you've got your
yep,
profile there. You've got all your videos, your shorts. Could YouTube be the future of social media?
I
Do
think you
you,
might be onto something.
that's how quickly something can change in the like it like that fast.
Yeah,
So the purpose of like investing into a platform is that when they release something new, perhaps, or something gets popular, something becomes really effective. I mean, I would say, Instagram over the last 2 years has really become more official, more of the place to be. But YouTube is that quiet 800-pound gorilla. And
hmm
most people go there to grab a drink and sit back and watch some long form video. But if people were going there to sit back, watch long form, and scroll feeds and watch
yeah,
reels and shorts, people begin to spend a lot more time on that platform. And the question is, if you're already there, that's when you get lucky, right? When your
right,
preparation meets the opportunity, which creates what people call luck. So
yeah.
tell us more.
I'm also, I get a lot of views on my Facebook Reels, not a lot, but I get, I'm in the hundreds there, and I wasn't before. And so I'm starting a Facebook group because the people that are following me on Facebook, um, they're entrepreneurs themselves, or they have businesses that could really use some of the skill sets that digital marketing can provide. And so I'm starting a content creation group on my Facebook, and so I'm trying to develop that and started posting in that now. So I'm just trying to grow that. And everything is a slow growth, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being a slow growth. If I'm grabbing one follower here and one follower there, I don't have to grow at a really fast pace as long as it's steady. And even that slow growth as of late has been pretty steady. So I know I'll get there someday. I'm just going to keep on working on it and developing things. Now that I have the content creation part of it down, I'm just going to, you know, start you know, growing with it and making it more robust, and, doing as much as I can to help the growth along.
Love it. It's going to be a beautiful ride to watch, and so I'm glad to have a front row seat. And you just put your seatbelt on and make sure that you're ready for the ride, because your attitude, your approach, what you've already done so far, is the exact. This is exact. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. That's what I can say. And if anybody's wondering, what kind of the attitude, the mindset, some of the actions, some of the plans look like, it's right here. It's right in Kim's story. And it's not because it's Maybelline. Maybe she was born with it. I mean, she's talked about the development, the rock bottoms, right? The
Oh
probably
yeah.
emotional rock bottoms of like, that she went over 2 or 3 of them. Go
Yep.
back, study, understand that this isn't easy for her. It didn't come
Nope.
easy for her. It's not easy for me. It didn't come easy for me. It's really not. Like, I mean, I know that, and I had somebody say this to me the other day, Dave, you make it look easy. Well, I hope so after 16 years. I really
Mhm.
do. I really do. I hope I made it look easy within like 2 or 3. That's what I hope. Like, there's some days that I go that I literally I question myself. I think it's just some form of a midlife crisis. And if this is the max, then I'm okay with it. It's just like, do I got it now? Am I better now at 41 than I was at 24, right? When I started this, 25, like, I don't know. Like, so I'm like, now I'm like motivated about other things, like about, oh, damn, dude, you need to like get in shape. You need to like step your game up. Like, I don't know if I don't know if you're getting better, right? Are you still
Yep.
getting better? Or were you better before? Did you already peak? You know what I mean? And like, I don't want that to be the case. I don't want my life to be downhill from here.
Nope.
I want to have a life personally that follows the footsteps of a lot of successful and long-lived, happy, accomplished people, which most of them achieved the majority of their success in their 50s and 60s and 70s,
Yep.
right? Not to mention how people like Warren Buffett, some of the rare exceptions, wealth has multiplied from 70 to 100, way more than it did before the previous 30 years. But for the most part, if you look at a lot of successful entrepreneurs and business owners, they didn't peak in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. They peaked in
Yep.
their 50s and 60s and sometimes in their 70s, right? And it's like there's going to be technology that's going to keep you guys and me alive and around longer, hopefully. That's what I
Definitely.
believe. I mean, think about it. You don't think that, I mean, I know some of you think the end of the world's coming, but also what might also be coming is a world that's advanced, that's technologically advanced, that's medically advanced. And so my hope is that like 70, like I listen to Damon John, the founder of Fubu, Shark from Shark Tank, talking. He's all now a biohacker and he's into living to 120 years old. Guy was never into fitness before, but it's like people are getting it. People are getting it. They're not freaking out. Oh my God, AI. And the world is ending. It's like, get out of the conspiracy theory wormhole for a second and realize that, yeah, you can prep for the end of the world or think that there's like that AI is coming for all the jobs and just bitch and moan and complain about things, or you can realize that like probably 60 or like like you're probably right in your prime and you're in probably the wheelhouse of where most people built their wealth. Like if you're
Yep.
sitting on listening right now at 40, 50 or 60 or 70 or whatever, right? So it's like, stop thinking that you peaked. It's like you're showing us right now that it's like, I mean, what did you say your oldest kid was? Your youngest is 19 or 16.
16, and my oldest is 27.
Are you a grandma yet?
Not yet. Hoping soon, though.
Yeah, you want to be though. You want to be a
Yes,
grandma.
I want to be
Correct.
a
So
grandma. I'm ready.
yeah, exactly. Right? It's like,
Yep. And
man,
that's another reason that I want to start building a business, because hopefully by the time the grandchild comes, I'll have more time freedom and I'll be able to spend more time with my grandchild, because I didn't have time to do that. The whole stay at home mom thing is in the past, and I wanted to do that, but that never happened. So, so now maybe I'll get to be a stay at home grandma. Who knows?
what a beautiful attitude. Kim, we are rooting for you in ways that you can't even imagine.
Thank you.
I'm in love with your story, and you are just you're amazing. So keep up the
Thank you.
great work. Be legendary, stay legendary, and thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, my friends, you can follow, you can creep and stalk and all the things, or just connect and kind of be normal and supportive and comment on her stuff and like and lift her up. I mean, that's what it's all about. She's over on TikTok at Incredible Mom Hacks. She's also on Instagram at Hit Reset at 50 with Kim, and you got a some underscores in there. I put it in the comments. Go and check it out. Also, my friends, near sold out. Get your ticket for Nashville. It is going to be a blast out there. And yeah, we're at near capacity. So make that happen. And of course, the AI challenge that Kim mentioned is a place that you can truly take your game and your business to the next level. And of course, if you want to go further, join us on the AI Decade in a Day and dive into our advanced training. If you want to make a business out of this, you want to make a new career out of this, amazing episode, worth a rewatch and a re-listen. If you came on late, I would say Kim has definitely nailed the important parts of what you need to nail in order to build a good foundation for this business to sit on. And that's the mindset stuff she talked about. That's going through the training and understanding the core skills. And that is also understanding you're going to have some rock bottoms and hit some hard walls, and that you're going to need to trick your brain, tell your brain, remind your brain, you want this, keep going. This is good for you. You can do hard things. You got this, because the future is here, friends. And social media, or attention media, connection media, whatever you want to call it, right? Because now it's more than just social. We're going on to see content from people beyond our social circle. As a matter of fact, in some cases, we're not even friends with people we originally considered to be social. This is about this is the future of where we interact. We already do interact with each other here, and that's just the reality of what we're dealing with. So yeah, there's going to be some rock bottoms, there's going to be some walls, but reminding yourself, you want this, right? You started this. You're just having a bad day. Don't make any big decisions today. Like don't self-sabotage today. If you don't know what you're going to say, don't say anything. Don't go messing something up, right? Because owning a business is a good thing. It's unless you are an active drug addict, mentally unstable, or just don't want a business. But if you want a business and feel that you could operate a business and persevere through the challenges, owning a business is never a bad thing. There's never been a time where it's been like, man, that guy's really not taking care of himself by starting that business. That really is just not good for his health. Or she really is not doing good self-care by starting that business and try. That's never been said. That's never been said. I've never heard anybody say that. I mean, if the only time I've heard if it's somebody who's a habitual, like, opportunity jumper, like shiny object syndrome to the nth degree, and they're literally like making their life unmanageable from it somehow, some way. But it's never been a bad thing for somebody to get to start a business. And it's never been simpler. It's never been more affordable, So keep going. You want it. And thanks, Kim, for those amazing reminders and self-affirmations that one can repeat to themselves. Get out of here, my friends. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Peace.